I've watched 67 people die. And at the moment of truth, I looked into their eyes, and they knew and I knew they got what they deserved. But what if that's not what happens? If you don't get what you deserve? If what you deserve is a white picket fence, and your kids all around, and a husband who loves you? What if the least you deserve is a real human being, and what you get instead is me?
Sir.
My father, Harry, taught me a few simple rules. Never hurt an innocent, and never make a scene. Harry? Where are you now, when I really need you? When it's my wife in the body bag, everybody's looking, and it's the neighbor crying, not me. How does he do that?
My sincere condolences.
He sounds like he actually means it.
Thank you.
Would you like something to drink?
This is what she would have wanted. A grieving spouse. For once doing what a person's supposed to do. Hope you don't mind I chose that dress. You were wearing it when we first met, so I thought since I won't be at the funeral, so I don't deserve to be. Kids will be fine with Deb. Way better off without me. I think we agree about that. I was never really honest with you. I'm a serial killer, that's what I am. I know I led you to believe I'm a human being, but I'm not. It's a lie. There are only a few things you really need once you decide to move on. What you'll require wherever you land. A fine suit of clothing. The tools of your trade. And some token of your past, a reminder of who you really are. Everything else, you just don't need. So where are you, Harry? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I've disappeared so many people. My turn now to disappear myself. The sea breeze has always brought me clarity. It's hard to get enough oxygen on land. It's hard to breathe. It said there are 7 stages of grief. I suppose killing someone with my bare hands in a men's room was my way of working through the anger stage. Whatever the other 6 stages are, I don't have time for them. 'Cause now I'm a full-time dad. Once the kids and I are back together, it'll all be fine. The blood probably means nothing. Someone cut their finger while moving. But I won't be able to put it out of my mind until I know for sure. Someone did a quick cleanup job but forgot to wash the door. Yeah, it's pretty. I about the story it tells. Once upon a time, an evil green ogre left a circular spatter at 3 feet high, consistent with blunt force trauma, which seems to indicate the handsome young prince was hit while on his knees at least 2 or 3 times. Or the princess was on her knees. Small hands. Female. No reason a truck rental agency would put any serious safeguards on their records. The truck was most recently rented to Boyd Fowler. Boyd seems to have listed his address as the Department of Sanitation. No home address. Miami-Dade County Department of Sanitation Division of Dead Animal Pickup, meaning the blood belongs to an animal. But what about those little handprints? Two lines. Human. Helping your children cope with grief. Grandpa's gone to heaven. Saying goodbye to Fluffy. But nothing on Mommy bled out in a bathtub. Boyd Fowler, you have a prison record. Assault with a deadly weapon. 18 months at Okeechobee. You said you lived in a house, but there are no mortgage records in your name. In the same house for over 20 years. You inherited it from your parents, Rich and Elsie Fowler in Opelika. Boyd Fowler works the 7 to 4 shift, which gives me time to check out his house, see if there's anything that'll put him on my table. So he takes his work home with him. No crime in that. A man of simple taste. Looks like my grandmother's house. A loaded handgun, a no-no for a convicted felon, but even so, not much to go on. Boyd, you are very boring. Shit. Boyd comes home for lunch. Okay, that's interesting. How desperate am I to follow Boyd to the middle of nowhere when all I've got is a bit of blood and a lock of hair? But with nothing else to go on? It's a rule of nature. Leave some old bed springs out in the middle of nowhere and soon it'll be joined by a refrigerator, couch, car engine. And now a barrel, most likely holding dead animals, too lazy to drive it back to the incinerator, I suppose. Cody and Astor showed me that I can still care about something. That makes letting them go all that much harder. it's losing them that makes me realize there must be some small part of that innocent child still inside me. Because just like Aster, I was foolish enough to think that things would always be good. But they're not. They're worse. Much worse. Normally, having a target would make me feel good, give me direction, a sense of purpose, but now... it means nothing. And I don't know what's going to make me feel better. Emptiness wasn't always a problem. I used to cherish it. But now it feels like something to overcome. Emptiness is all she has left. Boyd Fowler, Department of Sanitation, Division of Dead Animal Pickup. Hobbies, self-improvement, and storing women in formaldehyde. I don't know if killing you will fill the void, but it's a place to start.
Ring 8 sharp.
I would have settled for your work schedule, but this could be better. Only 24 hours to get ready. Boyd's patrol route. Need to find a place where we can spend some quality time. There. An old tourist welcome center. Not very welcoming now. Totally isolated. Thank you, city of Miami.
You're gonna kill him in daylight?
Doesn't matter out this far.
It's still very risky. What if someone comes by?
That could also happen at night.
But it's a lot less likely. You have to do this right, Dexter. It's important. It's your first kill since...
You don't have to tell me how much I need this.
That's the problem.
What?
This kill won't put everything right. It won't bring Rita back.
It might bring me back.
If you make it mean so much, you'll only invite mistakes.
I won't make any mistakes. I'm following the code. Are you gonna help me or not?
I only want to help you, Dex. This is a big room. I hope you brought enough plastic.
It feels good getting the details right. It's more than just preparing a kill room. It's like I'm putting my life back in order. And it's almost enough. Almost. It's on Boyd's circuit, so he'll get the call. When he does, Boyd will take a little nap and wake up in the tourist welcome center. But he won't be collecting any brochures. No church bells, no hallelujah chorus. Nothing feels different. If anything, I'm emptier. She saw everything. She saw me. Who would have thought? Better than donuts.
This your idea of quality time? Using your son as cover?
He's enjoying it, they're enjoying it. It's a win-win. Besides, it's for a good cause. I need to find out who this girl is before she wakes up, which will be soon. Damn it. Come on, come on. The babysitter doesn't trust me because of the lies. Lumen doesn't trust me because of the truth. There must be a name for that. Oh, right, Dexter Morgan. The problem is Lumen knows way too much about me and I know nothing about her. An unpaid motel bill. I was hoping for more, but at least it's a place to start. Dear Lumen, I know it feels like the end of the world right now, but it's not. I understand why you felt you had to leave. And believe me, you have nothing to be ashamed of. And as for your father, I know he said things he regrets, even though he'll never admit it. We miss you, we love you, take all the time you need, but then please come home. It's not a family without you. Love, Mom. Lumen and Pierce from Minnesota. If I can get the crotchety, judgmental babysitter from Ireland to trust me, I say, why not you? We all have something to hide, some dark place inside us we don't want the world to see. So we pretend everything's okay, wrapping ourselves in rainbows. And maybe that's all for the best. Because some of these places are darker than others.
Carefully.
I want to believe that smile. That watching your mother die hasn't changed you the way watching mine changed me.
Gently falling.
That's a little too familiar.
Let's get a Band-Aid on there. That's it for today.
But I use a scalpel. All you have are your fingers. Wiped clean. Not even a year old, you're already destroying evidence. She took the ticket. Maybe this is one problem I can check off the list. And maybe it'll snow this week. Lumen needs to stay away from the darkness. I, on the other hand, always need names for my table, and there are few people more deserving than Boyd Fowler's accomplices. Nothing in Boyd's arrest record even hints he had help. 0 to go on. I'll have to look elsewhere. From the outside, a normal home is indistinguishable from the home of a monster who puts women in barrels. But step inside. There must be something around here that will point me to Boyd's accomplices. Somebody's been here. Oh, great. Blood. They were going through Boyd's files. Whoever Boyd was working with must have panicked, tried to cover up any trace of their existence. Amateurs. Tuttle Bridge is the perfect place for Brunner to hide in the dark, but not from me. I've got to get to him before she does. Poor Julia Tuttle. The mother of Miami. They named this bridge after her in her honor. Now it's crawling with pedophiles and sex offenders. Robert Brunner isn't one of the men who hurt her. Harry's right. I have to convince Lumen to do what I never could. To move on. Rainbows are an illusion. Refracted light to make us think something's there when it's really not. Is there darkness in Harrison? Or is it just my own fear being reflected back?
I just know he's the one who scratched Teddy.
I've always tried to keep the different parts of my life separate. Becoming a father made that much more difficult. And as a husband, I failed. But I'm a very neat monster who won't make the same mistake again.
I remember Rita in these.
Because they belong to Lumen.
Me either.
Lumen is home in Minneapolis. Another part of my life packed away. Life seems different now. Manageable. Everything in its right place. Soon Lance Robinson will be on my table. Lance trolls the internet, engaging in casual encounters with innocent men who never suspect those encounters could turn deadly. Four times, Lance deliberately pushed someone's fantasies too far. He will be an easy kill, just like old times. Tonight's the night. I rented an RV, placed an ad online saying I was cruising down to the Keys, and just like that, my victim came to me. Compartmentalization began as an architectural theory. Divide buildings into sections which can be closed off to prevent a fire from spreading. Life can also be divided into closed-off sections. Makes everything much simpler. The M99 will wear off in a few short hours. Not much time to contain this situation. Not much time to protect my simple life. This started out as an ordinary day. In 1 second, everything changed. Lumen happened.
Why are you here?
Lumen didn't witness her mother's murder, but she was born in blood. Like me, some experiences are so big they change your DNA.
What?
Compartmentalization is a joke. Fires rip through buildings all the time, no matter how closed off parts of them are. Life is the same way. It cannot be contained.
Between underpants and man shop.
Thanks to Masuka's keen expertise, Deborah will be able to close this case. Evidence will go into a banker's box and be filed away, eventually transferred to a storage facility in Bradenton. And that is where it will stay, locked away, forever in the dark. If only everything were that simple. I tried to send this woman 1,500 miles away, and she boomeranged back into the house I shared with Rita.
Lumen?
So much for keeping the different parts of my life separate.
Feeling.
I do. The dark passenger. I can't get revenge for Rita's death, but I can help Lumen avenge what was done to her. I feel like I'm dropping off my prom date. Except this is my house and my wife is dead, and I have no idea where Lumen fits into my world, and this is all so weird. Exactly like my prom. He doesn't need St. Bridget. He has Father Dexter. It's not often I'm in competition with my own people, but getting the identity of the driver of the truck and getting to him before they do is the only way I can give Lumen what I promised. Partners come to us in various ways, bound together for many different reasons. But for any partnership to work, you must not only accept this person into your life, but accept her for who she is. Sometimes partners find us, and as much as we try to push them away, they work their way into our lives regardless, until we finally realize how much we need them. I've never been around so many people that made me feel normal. Really normal.
The power of risk! Instinct! The power of
Instincts are all I've ever had. Cole Harmon chases chief of security, torturer, rapist, killer. It's time to tap into my primal self.
life! We're gonna take...
I'll have to do this in the dark. 14 steps to the pillow. Give him the needle and drag him to my room. 60 seconds tops. Jordan's about to lose his #1 fan. On a good day when I run, the voices in my head get quieter until it's just me, my breath, and my feet on the sand.
Pick up the pace, Dexter.
Today is not one of those days. When I scheduled a private session with Jordan Chase, I wasn't looking for advice, just proof. Evidence of exactly how he was involved in Lumen's torture because the code requires certainty.
Faster, Dex.
I just wanted access to his office, the inner sanctum where I could find clues. Instead, I'm stuck here, running in place.
Look,
What I really want, just a drop. A 30-gauge needle should slide right in undetected. He won't even notice it's missing.
what do you mean?
Jordan Chase told me to figure out what I want most. The answer is simple. To be a good dad. But now that Astor's safe, what I want most is Jordan on my table. I need to get an ID on that blood. They say that history repeats itself, but I will never put my family in danger again. Now that Jordan Chase knows Lumen and I are onto him, I need to plan for the worst. Despite having considered myself a monster for as long as I can remember, it still comes as a shock when I'm confronted with the depth of evil that exists in this world. The DVDs, Lumen watching at home, Deb watching here. Both wanting some sort of resolution. But I can only help one. There's a first time for everything. A first step, a first word, a first kiss, a first kill. Somehow you know when the time is right.
Aim for the heart.
Jordan has to be behind this. And close by, wireless cameras have a limited range. Their signal routed to a recording unit. In a vacant apartment. A motorhome. A van. It could be anywhere. Closer to 10 minutes. She likes a cup of coffee with her smoke. Well, that's more than enough time to see that Detective Joseph Quinn checked out the cameras, 3 cameras to be exact, 2 microphones, a recorder. Only 3 days ago, maybe no one's seen the footage yet. Case number, it's from 1982, when Quinn was in grade school eating paste. It's a fake. No court orders authorized for my address. This is off the books.
Some mistakes.
Deb's closing in on Chase. Quinn's closing in on me. Time's running out for both of us. The only van that remains after 24 hours just happens to be a rental. Judging by the amount of dust, it's been sitting there close to a week. And here comes Quinn, checking in before he heads to the station. I never wanted it to come to this. Emily was killed with 2 blows. Lumen was here. Multiple footprints in the blood. A scuffle. More blood. Not from Emily, leading out. She was running. She's putting up a fight. Lumen. Jordan's had Lumen for 12 hours. Each second I'm stuck on this slow boat going to my own crime scene takes her farther away from me. Fate is hardly lending a hand. They make it look so easy. Connecting with another human being. It's like no one told them it's the hardest thing in the world.
Mom.
You can't do one thing to make up for another. That's what Jordan Chase says. But he's wrong because we do that all the time. That is the way the world works. We try to make things right. Even me.
Come on, everyone. It's time for the cake.
Lumen said I gave her her life back, a reversal of my usual role. Well, the fact is she gave me mine back too. And I'm left not with what she took from me, but with what she brought. Eyes that saw me, finally, for who I really am. And this certainty that nothing is set in stone, not even darkness. While she was here, she made me think for the briefest moment that I might even have a chance to be human.
Make a wish.